battle royale style circle to force you to fight, then honestly, they just don't.
Yeah, there's no reason to do it. Guys, obviously for Old Glory, if they win right here, then they would be heading into the grand final, and they would have secured themselves $150. So, like, they don't want to make that mistake. This is all about them just knowing the fact that they could be in the grand final if they don't make a mistake. And of course, whoever keeps their base will also be the team to have the defender's advantage and thus be in positions to actually just make it like a crossfire towards your opponents once they come charging in the door.
Alright, well, we'll keep our eye on the map because I guess at this point it's just a case of who decides to go out onto the map in general. It looks like Into the Wilds, you can see them kind of swarming around the top. They're a little bit more ambitious, I think maybe anticipating that there could be a scout from the Old Glory side. But no, neither team, they're sending out significant scouting. I think realizing that anybody who goes out and tries to snipe off a kill has a pretty good chance of getting killed in return, thereby negating their usefulness. So, instead, I guess we really are in let's find some public domain books and read them.
Woo! Into the Wild, they're sneaking forward, Confit.
Ooh, wait a second. Hello, hello.
This could be dicey.
Shanji is there and ready. Let's check across. Kiri is sitting there and waiting. We have got Rika up on the top of the map. Maybe Into the Wild they're going to try and hit from both directions. So if we... I don't know if we can find a static cam that will show us. Oh, we can. Okay. So we're in the defensive position here. We can see the doorway there. And we've got the other entry there. So there's really only, as far as I'm aware, these two entries into this point, which is why it's such a good defensive position. But I don't honestly know if Into the Wild even want to be trying to hit both at the same time. Let's see.
Well, you're definitely not right. Sorry, you're definitely not wrong. Into the Wild, if they hit both positions, they could draw Old Glory's attention to two sides, forcing them to make a mistake. And if you just go for one, you're going to be rained down with grenades.
Well, this gives us a chance to play with the static cameras a bit. There we go. We get to go to Casa Into the Wild, which is, you know, actually relatively spread out for the time being. Man, there is no real pattern to these static cameras, is there? Oh boy.
So Confit, what did you do today?
Well, there was the finals earlier on, and I also went to the gym.
Woo! What did you do at the gym?
What did I do? We were doing some stretchy stuff and some chucking things around. So it wasn't that bad. You know, my friend Karen has got a personal trainer and will pass along kind of exercise routines to us. But today was kind of relatively mild, just because we had someone coming in to join our group who was, because you know we've got a gang, of course, as you do. In the gym.
a gym gang?
Yeah. I bought us all very colourful sweatbands to wear to the next one. You know, like 80s style. It's going to be amazing. I'll also be amazed if they actually do it. Alright, so let's check back in with the game itself. Jean-Ji is sneaking close. They're running back again, thinking about it. And then running off again. Let's see.
I think I could have made tea like 5 times at this point.
Let's see. Popular public domain books.
Peter, did I tell you that I bought some new tea?
Oh no, what was your tea?
Oh, I really like Asian tea. Japanese, Chinese tea. I really like them, so I bought like 2 of those.
Okay.
Oh wait, Old Glory. What are you doing now?
Whoa!
Oh, wait, this is dicey. This is very, very dicey. And they found a kill! They isolated Rika. And now that means that Old Glory, they can go back into the corner, apparently, and just, again, wait for Into the Wild to come to them.
What? So, this isn't something we really... One of the reasons why I'd like to see a return of Rush as a game mode in this, which is somewhat reminiscent of Counter-Strike and other similar tactical first-person shooters, is it really stretches the teams in different ways. So, as much as we might bemoan that this overtime doesn't really have a compelling reason for people to get stuck in with each other, which to be fair, is exactly what Rush does. That has a central objective that if you're in control of it when the time runs out, then you win, which gives you just a reason to fight primarily. But we're seeing tactical play here. So Old Glory, they made a decision they were going to go out onto the map. They thought Into the Wild may have put scouts out, and if they just dogpiled one member, they'd have the advantage. But if you're Into the Wild, surely you don't want to be going up against a defensive position with inferior numbers.
No, that is definitely the true kind of it, but you also kind of have to find a way of getting yourself back into the advantageous position. And if you can catch someone on their back foot, then that would be the way to do that. And that is why Shang-Chi is just sneaking closer and closer, but he's not finding anything.
Alright, so we've got Into sneaking around the top. I'm not quite sure what they're hoping to accomplish, because there's... Well, maybe they're trying to provide the early warning system of another attempted mass exodus from the bottom left-hand corner. Alright, let's see. Dealers, have you... I don't know actually how appropriate it is for the stream. Wait a second, what's the age rating Modern Combat 5?
I believe it's what, like 13, right?
Oh, apparently it's, well, I think 14 plus. Okay.
That makes sense.
Oh, hello, we're on the move again. Makoto and the rest of the Old Glory squad, they've tried to lull us to sleep with their attempts as Zhang-Ji is on the back of the squad. Old Glory on the move.
Ooh, he's out of there!
Managed to escape from between. It's copyright dealers. Alright, so...
Anyway, oh, grenade! Not catching anyone. And we're back in the corner.
That was weird. Oh, Big Gorilla, thank you. So it's 17 plus on iTunes. So it's 16. Okay. So basically, what I was trying to establish here is that the audience for this stream is old enough to hear the story of Jekyll and Hyde, which is it's kind of a horror story. But I mean, I don't think it's particularly graphic, but it is kind of tense. If any of you guys haven't read Jekyll and Hyde, I definitely recommend it. It's one of those things that everyone kind of like, everybody knows what it is, but I think probably a lot of people haven't actually read it, and it's a pretty decent story. There are a lot of older stories which are still kind of talked about nowadays, and the reason they're talked about is because they're pretty good.
I've never read it, though I've had an ex-girlfriend who I think analyzed it in her media studies class.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Into having to Scarpa. Wait a second. What? So Into the Wild have gone and taken over the opposite side of the map while Old Glory have gone up. There, Makoto, sorry, managed to get one kill there. It's now 3 versus 5. I think it's time for Old Glory to go a-hunting.
But they need to be careful. If they don't go together as a group, they could very easily die. But Into the Wild, they're going into defensive positions, kind of it. They're not going to give anything up. And we must admit that Into the Wild are playing pretty damn smart. Not giving Old Glory a single chance of actually finding them isolated and alone.
I don't know about this. I mean, the thing is, like, so this is what I meant about the tactical play before. There's very distinct decision making here. We don't know exactly who it is who's making those decisions for Old Glory in particular, because those are the guys who are really kind of making the decisions. They are headed up by Kiri, who I think is actually, yes, is by far their best player and also their captain. So Kiri is probably the one to keep their eye on. But it's the decision-making process here. You know, as a team, if your team makes the wrong decision at this point, it doesn't really matter how good your team is individually. Chances are they're still going to lose.
Yep. So, what did we land on regarding the book?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, well, I'm not sure at this point, because it's so difficult to tell when Old Glory are going to just suddenly decide that they want to have a fight, that I'm a little hesitant to start reading a book, because, you know, Old Glory, each time they've darted out of their base, they have then crushed another Into the Wild member. Presumably, they'll carry on doing this until there aren't any more Into the Wild members left.
Yeah, one could assume that, but I will not assume anything so far, kind of it.
Okay. Alright, well... Ooh. Masuo. Alright, tell you what. Let's start up Jekyll and Hyde, and if anything happens, just yell. So, first, are these in chapters or just kind of sections?
I wouldn't know. Again, I haven't read it.
Okay. Well, this first section is Story of the Door. Mr. Utterson.
The door.
Yes, the door. I know, the scariest door around. Mr. Utterson, the lawyer, was a man of a rugged countenance that was never lighted by a smile. Cold, scanty, and embarrassed in discourse, backward in sentiment, lean, long, dusty, dreary, and yet somehow lovable. At friendly meetings, and when the wine was to his taste, something eminently human beaconed from his eye. Something, indeed, which never found... Oh, hello! Oh my god, everyone's dying! It's the last one standing. Everything has gone to heck. Oh boy, this is a horror movie in itself. Old Glory. They've got 4 members. Into is surrounded, and death comes for them from every quarter.
Come on, Into, you can do it. No. He tried, but Old Glory nonetheless. I'm gonna take this game. Congratulations. I'm just so happy that it's over, kind of it.
Yes, the horror story came true. All credit to Old Glory. You know, that started off as a dead even thing. I think they could have been tilted off the planet when I think it might have even been Kiri who turned around when running away, which was the perfect strategy, which is just run away when you're winning, and gave that game into overtime for no reason at all. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, nonetheless, we are going to have our first grand finalist in place. So now, okay, apparently the lower semi-finalist also completed.
That's probably for the best.
Yes, I would assume it's a admin decision, seeing as how it says 0 to Devil Heart and 1 to Grey Clan. So guys, we have a grand final on the way after the break.
Alright guys, so, when we say break, of course, we mean opportunity to break into the scene. So, team battle on an Adidas Where's We Gonna Bees. Alright, you might have wandered off for a second. So, let's go for construction site. ESL 1, 2, 3, come and show your skills on stream.
On stream. Ooh, counterfeit.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to talk about something that's not entirely relevant to MC5?
I mean, it's never stopped you before, but sure.
Nice. You know what I just got an email about?
I do not know.
The apartment that I was out looking at yesterday. So guys, for any of you who don't know, I will be moving for the first time ever in 2 months. And actually it's actually 2 months. And I'll be moving to a different town where I'll be starting up a university course.
Ah, Big Gorilla is making a shock face. Is Jesper going to university?
I definitely am. I'm smart enough to do that. My parents are so proud of me.
What are you going to study at university?
Media studies, because I'm a big film nerd.
Ah. I didn't realize you could get a degree in that.
Oh yeah, you definitely can. It's basically pseudo journalism.
Alright. Wait, you and Big Gorilla are going to go to university at the same time. You could be housemates. You could have your own reality show.
Yeah, he can. Well, if you want to, Big Gorilla, I have I actually have 2 rooms in Denmark that you can rent if you want to.
Oh boy.
It'll only be like £400 a month, but hey.
Yes, you could be housemates. And, I don't know, just hang out and make videos. Oh gosh, it's Virtually Vain. And if you guys are not familiar with Virtually Vain, they are a terrifying player. You should stay away with at all costs. So definitely come and join us. Hey. So, if you and Big Gorilla were housemates in your paradise, what kind of shenanigans might you get up to on a daily basis?
Well, studying, of course. Since we're going to university, we're going to be doing all of our homework.
That is probably true.
But at the same time, we'll probably also be like normal students and just like not make our homework and just play MC5 instead.
If I can give you some advice from when I was at university, because that didn't go very well for me, there's definitely going to be a lot of people at university who will do everything at the last minute and will kind of create a culture where that's considered to be quite normal. But it's not a good idea. As much as a lot of people will do it, it's a terrible idea.
That's honestly the same for high school, man. It's really just the same.
Like, I think it took me most of my failed uni career to realize that if you just start doing this stuff earlier, it's just easier. Like, it's better to be lazy by starting work earlier than it is to grind it all out right at the end, because that's so much more work doing it in one evening.
Yeah, well, that is why you have plenty of time to like just have it done beforehand. Plus, I'm also in the lucky situation that the Danish government gives you money to study, so I don't have to work. Yeah.
Oh man.
Once I've paid taxes off of that, I should probably have around like £600 every month.
What? Dude, we have to take out loans to go to university. They don't give us nothing.
Well, university is free in Denmark.
Oh boy. Maybe I need to become Danish.
Yeah, maybe you should. It's actually pretty damn good. But
I'm gonna come
then
and
again,
join you and Gorilla's cyber house.
E-house. Yeah, well, then again, if you ask an American, then we're probably like a communist country.
What?
So there's pros and cons to everything, I guess.
I'm so confused.
I am so confused as well.
Well, guys, come and join the game with the passkey ESL123, the global chat invite. Will stay up and open. Hopefully this one will keep going, because we've only got a couple of people in. Please, Ali, I decline your challenge quite thoroughly, because you would crush me. We'll be back in a few minutes' time. With, oh, in fact, no, we're going to be back straight away, because I think our finals is ready to begin right now.
It is indeed. We have Grey Clan going up against Old Glory, and most of the players are already in the lobby. Wow.
Cool. What a development. In which case, let's go across.
Why are you so loud?
Sorry, that's the sound of my iPad case giving it up to Ghost and dropping my iPad on the table.
Oh no.
That's what you get for buying a cheapo iPad case, I suppose.
Well, stuff like that happens.
So let's get into their lobby. Our grand finals beckons. And Dealers, how many games makes up a grand finals?
5.
Best of 5 even.
Yes, it's a best of 5, guys, obviously. So if we are to see 4 games, or sorry, 2 games go to Old Glory and 2 games to Into the Wild, then we're going to go to a 5th deciding game to see who's going to take the lion's share of $500.
So, high stakes competition. We have seen a little bit of... let me get that corrected. So, Great Clan versus... Just make sure everything... Yes, Old Glory versus Great Clan. Great. So, Great Clan did get a bye through the lower bracket against Zoxel and Devil Hearts to make it here today. Let's take a quick look through Great Clan's recent history. They've done pretty well. They made it to the finals in their previous tournament, losing out to Game of Thrones, but beating Zodiac's family, Full Lear and Engrave on Memory on their way to do so. But Deedless, do you know what happened the last time they faced off against Old Glory?
Oh, I do not, but I think you're about to tell me.
You are correct, sir. It did not go well. They met in the opening rounds of back-to-back competitions, and Old Glory beat them out both times. So, it's going to be a tough grand finals for the Great Clan, but we shall wait and see what they have got for us. Guys, we'll take a micro break while we get set up for our grand finals. We'll catch you guys in just a few moments' time. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get into our grand finals best of 5 action between Japan's Old Glory and the Italian Great Clan for the big old share of that $500 euro? It's dollar at this time of night.
Dollars. Blue cups, dollars, red cups, euros. And kind of it, we have to say, Great Clan, they haven't warmed up. Old Glory, they played a lot here already, but apparently Great Clan, they don't need to warm up because they have already found 5 kills. And now, Great Clan, they are apparently being very much tested right here by Old Glory, as it's 5-6 in Old Glory. Far from giving up, but damn, already here we are to a very competitive start between Great Clan and Old Glory, and it could just be a repeat of our first semi-finals today, where it came down to the very last second and to the very last kill.
Yeah, it's looking very competitive from the off. Sophia, we saw before, providing the firepower explosive style. Dio is at the back, looking for maybe a chance to sneak in. Doesn't have that opportunity right now, so will be forced to fall down and try and link up with the rest of the team, going over the heads of Old Glory, who I don't think know that death lies within inches.
That is definitely true, kind of it, and we're just gonna have to wait and see how it all turns out. Though for now, it's a very close game between the two, 10-11.
So Makoto for the side of Old Glory, doing some serious work. Rum over on the other side, but it's a pretty good spread across the teams so far. No standout players so far, just standout performances as a squad. So 2 minutes down, 1 kill separating the Italians. Steelers said have got their first chance to show off their skills on stream. Swash, of course, remember from C before, the swashbuckler of the Italian squad.
16-18. 17-18, and the two teams, they're just fighting very closely to each other. It's a brawl, it's a duel, it's about who can come out ahead here in these 1v1s. And right now, Great Clan, they are proving themselves to just be a tiny bit better than their opponents.
It's all it takes, as we saw before. A single kill will take you over the edge. 5 kills, 8 kills, well, then that doesn't even become a question.
But we do have to say that there is a big possibility for Old Glory to make their way back. They are good with explosives, have found 3 explosive kills so far. So if they can clung those kills together, clung the grenades together, and get some big group kills, then I don't see why they shouldn't be able to suddenly get themselves up and get back to the lead.
Right, does manage to find a nice drop down. And that's one of the great parts about conversion, is we've got this verticality of play. The multiple floors, which allows for surprising grenade delivery and dropping down on unsuspecting opposition.
God, counterfeit. Old Glory, they're gonna get a big treatment right here and a taste of their own medicine. It's 29 to 38, and I think Great Clan could very well just end out this game here with a confident lead with the way things are going right now. I don't think Old Glory, they're gonna make that comeback.
Swash trying to get one for the team, but yeah, right. Great Clan needs to, if they hold on to this lead, this one is done. A whole 13 ahead of Old Glory. As Great Clan, honestly, they put on an earth-shattering performance, grab another kill, and they're only 5 away from making this final series start out strong.
And then we just need 2 more games at max for Great Clan to finish out things here. 3 more for them to win if they also lose 1 game, which I would be surprised if Great Clan were to take this 3-0. But so far, if they keep up this performance, I don't see how Old Glory can in any way, shape or form make their comeback.
We had a very strong performance from ESL, very strong performance from Rum. We're keeping our eyes out for them going forward. Makoto, the best performing member of the Old Glory team, but yeah, rough game 1 for them. We expect big things, but we'll see what happens in 7 minutes or less when our grand finals resumes. Welcome back, guys. We're waiting on our second Grand Finals game. It could be coming at any second, so we're going to bust ourselves out a Battle Royale just to kill a little bit of time. And of course, we can just duck in and out of here at will.
Ooh, duckity duck. Are you a duck, Peter? Or are you a goat?
You can make your own decisions.
Man, it's always so scary when you do that.
Cobra Commander, if there's a glitch in a PC that is putting people back to level 1, have you talked to Gameloft support about it? Because that sounds very bad. That's support.gameloft.com. That'll put you through to Gameloft customer care. And also, if you wouldn't mind sending an email through to moderncombatcommunity@gmail.com, which is in the top right of the screen at the moment. Then that's definitely something Gameloft need to know about, because that sounds very bad. But thank you for letting us know about that, Cobra Commander 27. We're not developers ourselves, we can't do anything about it directly, but at least make sure that you have the right place to pass that along to.
Come on, Peter, shoot him. Aim down your sights, man. Aim. Oh. Oh. You didn't deploy yet. Never mind then.
Let's
Don't
go
fart.
for somewhere a little bit different.
Nice. You do you, man. I believe you can do it.
Hey. Alright, well, I mean, there's a lot of sort of generally applicable things for FPSs. Ooh, and one of them is don't walk into the wall.
Commander Peachy reporting for duty.
Ah. Finally, jeez.
Shoot the... Oh, counterfeit. We do have a code.
Oh, good stuff. I retire undefeated. Wait. Yes, Mr. Peachy has got a creepy voice. Honestly, I'm insulted they didn't ask me to do it.
Well, you have a creepy voice as well.
Well, I thank you for noticing.
You are welcome.
Honestly, I feel like, you know, me and you announce the packs. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I think we make $1 million.
Yeah. Who do we need to persuade us or persuade in order to do that?
You see, Jesper's. To be fair, Big Gorilla, that was one of the few occasions where I actually basically implicitly asked Jesper to be mean to me. So don't worry about it, Big Gorilla. Wipe the tears from your eyes. It's okay.
Wait, why was I mean to you?
Oh, you said I was creepy, but I kind of asked, or more or less asked you to call me creepy. So, if you only heard the tail end of that conversation, then I'd imagine you'd be like, "What a terrible thing to say." All right, so game 2. Great Clan, they won out by 14 last time round. We're heading now to Vantage. We're keeping our eyes out for Rom and Issa from Great Clan, who put in some serious numbers. Dealers, using your giant university-bound brain, what are your predictions for game 2?
I believe that if Great Clan they show up like they did in game number 1, then this is just going to be a complete slaughter of Old Glory. I don't think that Old Glory can make their way back if they play like they did in game number 1.
Certainly, I was honestly very surprised by how well Great Clan played. I mean, we've kind of been building up Old Glory as a team to really watch, but yeah, Great Clan. They haven't had the most success in recent times. When I looked into their record, they lost out to Old Glory 2 tournaments in a row the last time these two teams met. But hey, things will keep changing in the MC5 esports space. Teams will rise and fall. This could be the beginning of something big for Great Clan. Big Gorilla, how many years will Deedler stay in uni? Is it 3 years? I don't know. Is it different in Dayland?
It takes 5 years to get a master's.
Oh, are you?
Wait,
are you doing a master's, or I thought that's something you kind of make a decision on when you're partway through.
Oh yeah, well I'm taking a bachelor to begin with, and then I'm doing a master's.
Ah.
That's my plan, at least, because you're probably not getting a job without having a master's. Anyway, Confit, we are into game number 2. It's Advantage. Old Glory versus Great Clan. Who's gonna take it?
I think you are in with a fairly good shot of being right if you put your money on the Great Clan, but hey, when I make my predictions, I use history as my judge, and Old Glory, they must be doing something right if they've got back-to-back wins over Great Clan. While this finals didn't start out great, or it did start out great, I suppose, it's going to end out gloriously. Oh no, I think I've killed my co-caster. Wait, is this? Oh, I see. Did you mute yourself where you wept openly?
No, I just had to do something while while you were talking.
Ah.
So now I'm back.
Well, you're back and able to witness that the first kill goes to Rai. The Rai of the Tiger. Start things off well. So let's take a quick look at the team compositions. Old Glory are bringing out a 5 sniper composition. That's a pretty clear statement of intent.
Yeah, that definitely shows that they don't want to fight too close on, but it does mean that if Great Clan, they can get up close and personal like that with Rum, then Old Glory, they should be falling like flies. So Old Glory, they need to keep their opponents at an arm's length, and so far it's working out relatively well, but still, it could turn sour for them very, very fast.
I still don't feel like the game has really begun until we start to get into this heavy run and gun style, but yeah, I think we have to imagine that if we got a full team of snipers from Old Glory, they're looking to try and delay that inevitable outcome of just brawling throughout the corridors for as long as they can.
Right here, Rum, looking for a kill, will not be able to get an access. Sophia is going to get that kill coming up from the flank.
That trying to mantle across. It's possible to jump across and actually kind of cancel out of it. Gave Sophia the opportunity to get that first kill in. Old Glory, 2 kills in a row there for Sophia. I don't know. I think my faith in statistics could well be rewarded if Old Glory come back in this second game.
Yeah, well, Old Glory, if they can get back in the second game, Counterfeit, it is just going to be transformed into a best of 3. Then whoever's going to win game number 3 will have themselves a grand old time, with them being able to drop at least one more game before having to close it all out in game number 5. So far, Old Glory, they're having that grand old time here in game number 2, as they are up 4 kills. And with this being such a slow game, 4 kills is actually quite a lot.
Coming to the halfway mark as Rusey rains down firepower from the walkway in the south side of the map. Old Glory have yet to be really disturbed from their position down in the far corner. I'm surprised that Great Clan are willing, and perhaps they're not willing, to leave things the way they are, considering that Old Glory's full sniper style is working extraordinarily well for them so far.
Well, dude, that is obviously a very good point, kind of it. But you know what, Old Glory, with these snipers, they have found themselves 15 kills. But they must also realize that at some point, Grey Clan, they are going to be able to get closer to them. And Grey Clan, they have slowly caught up with them. The question we need to find an answer to is just, have they caught up fast enough? And I feel like that answer could very well be yes, with Old Glory just being 2 kills ahead now.
You can see the Old Glory team, they are scrambling to find their feet in a new base, perhaps in the center left of the map. Great Clan are in hot pursuit. Issa N, who's had a very tough start to the game, is turning things back around. The turret has been deployed. Ruse providing rear guard for the redeploying Old Glory squad to try and find their feet and punish the Italian squad once more.
Oh, but kind of fair. This is also going down to the last minute. 17-17, and now Old Glory, they need to change things up. 5 snipers simply isn't good enough anymore, especially when you're caught in this house. You don't have those close quarter weapons, and snipers are not going to help you once your enemies, they come up close and personal.
And now with Old Glory being behind, they are in a very tough spot here. All those snipers gonna struggle in close. Ruse managed to pick up a kill though to equalize. This could change everything as another kill comes through. The Cobra strikes. Frank gets one back for the Great Clan to equalize. 20 kills apiece with 2 minutes remaining.
This is going to be so very close, kind of it. But I love this game. I love how close these two teams are. And it's a treat to see every monthly final pan out this way. And just to again highlight how close these teams are, we've been saying throughout today's broadcast that military support is a way to gain control over this game and for you to start developing your own lead. Right now, the military support is split even. It's 6-6 between Old Glory and Great Clan.
At this point, yeah, I don't even know how the close the teams are to getting more of that military support in. Certainly Sophia is a strong candidate as the deployable cover comes down to try and defend the position. Old Glory taking a little bit of fire. They're able to back off. Ruse hits another kill through onto Issa, and the charge continues. Sophia gets one as well, but Swash in return. It's Old Glory now in the lead. The last minute of the second game of the Grand Finals is here. And Great Clan, they may have fallen too far behind. The sniper line of Old Glory is re-established in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah, Great Clan, they caught up with Old Glory, but at the moment that Old Glory were able to get back over to the east, they gained themselves a lead now. 33 seconds left to go, 24-31. Great Clan falling further and further from behind, and these 5 snipers are doing work here for Old Glory.
Kiri lands a major shot on to Issa. I think it's all over for Great Clan in this game. Old Glory, they went all in on the snipers. And despite a heroic pursuit, the Italian squad just could not keep up with the Japanese team.
Oh, they couldn't, and 5 seconds left to go. Oh, Great Clan, they need 10 kills. They're not going to get that. And this game will go to Old Glory. Congratulations. And that means that the score is even 1-1. And we're going to the museum.
Diggerless, I am on the Old Glory hype train. It's time for some old blood in the competition, and Ruse is the one providing most of it.
I'm still on that Great Clan hype train. I feel like they showed some great light in that game, and if they can just figure out a way to deal with snipers in a map like this, and potentially when we go to potentially if we go to overtime, then dealing with those snipers is going to be necessary for Great Clan, and they showed a clear way of doing that here in this game.
Well, last time round, first game, Old Glory got 36. This game, they got 35. But in the process, they halved the score of Great Clan from that game in number 1. Game 3 is coming up, the turning point of the finals, just a few minutes away. Who will take the lead? Who will stride towards a brighter tomorrow? Find out coming up. Alright guys, so a rather unusual circumstance has prevailed, and it looks like Old Glory will be taking the default win in our grand finals today, which is rather unfortunate. Not at all what we would have wanted to have happen for one of our most prestigious competitions. But what we would ask is for you guys to join us for a final game on stream, just so we can end out with an actual game of MC5. Dealers, honestly, that's a real shame to miss out on what should have, well, which would have been an extremely competitive series, but I stick by my guns. I'm pretty sure Old Glory, we're gonna win anyway.
Well, kind of it seems like you actually were right. Since Old Glory did win. So, in some way or form, you are right.
So, oh, I don't know if Cobra Commander is the same Cobra I'm seeing in the chat there, but let's see if you guys are around. If not, that's okay. I know we are missing our YouTube channel today, so a lot of our regulars probably aren't actually aware the stream is going on. But we'll give it a few minutes to see if we can grab some people for a final game. If not, we'll just run around in the Battle Royale for a go, and then call this one to an end. Next week, we will be jumping back onto our Android competition with the June Cup #1. So I know Android players, you've been looking for a little bit of love for a while, and we are more than happy to provide that for you. We will of course be having our regular blue and red weekly iOS tournaments, which of course will lead to the monthly tournaments again down the line. Though we should be having some Android and PC finals sometime in the relatively near future. We'll also be catching up on our other iOS monthly finals as well.
Yeah. Well, that is all in the future. Kind of it. For now, we have to congratulate Old Glory for winning this monthly final. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's $350 dingoes in their pocket, as well as being a part of a very small group of teams who've managed to accomplish that, to go through the weekly tournaments, make it all the way up to the finals and claim it for themselves, while the top 3 teams all get Invictus. I feel like there's a difference between getting Invictus for coming in first place and having Invictus for being in the top 3. I appreciate one of the players feeling the need to use their username as a form of protest, but I really appreciate you guys. I'll actually have a word with about seeing if we can get the naming conventions cleaned up for some of these players, because some of them are not so nice. Let's see. Oh, Cobra Commander. Well, that's really unfortunate. I don't know quite what the... I don't quite follow what you mean about the... you're talking to support and then it sounds like they're talking about something which you're not talking about. I'm not totally clear. But definitely send an email in to Modern Combat Community. That will get you through to the community manager. At least they will hopefully be able to direct you to the right place. If customer care are having trouble. It might also be worth trying to ask if you can speak to someone further up the chain if you're not getting anywhere with the customer care agent you started off with, because sometimes it might just be they don't know about a particular thing particularly well. David Sunniels, you'll be joining in as David S. Marvelous. ESL 123, that passkey will work all the way through the match.
Well, kind of it. What are your plans for tomorrow?
Oh boy. Well, I think I'm going to be meeting some friends of mine in the evening. Maybe, I don't know, I was thinking about reading some books. Maybe, maybe grinding out some MC5 solo queue. Of course, I might see if I can play some games with my good pals on the Counter Coconuts squad. Because that's, of course, the best team.
They counter coconuts?
Yeah, man. That's my team. I mean, it's not a team that's actually ever competed in ESL or anything, because it's mostly composed of me and a bunch of admins. So, none of us who can actually compete. But still, you know, in theory, it's all there.
Okay.
Cobra Commander. Oh, apparently other people. Yes, I think it's a shame that the live chat. It's difficult. You know, without a live chats in basically any online game are always going to be troublesome. Without extreme, even if there are some pretty extreme controls on what people can say in the live chat, they'll usually figure out a way around them. So, I don't know.
Sure. Why not? Coconuts.
Dealers, if you were going to make a team
Mm-hmm.
that you were going to take to the very top of MC5 ESL competition, and you wanted that team to inspire terror in your enemies, what team name might you consider giving it?
I would call it. How many birds does it take to carry a coconut from a tropical country to the UK?
So you would call your team the Unladen Swallows?
Yes, exactly.
Well, and we get to see virtually secret identity revealed that in fact it was Taco the whole time. What a devil.
Ooh. Well, Peter, you like tacos, right?
I do. Well, admittedly, we don't really get them in England, but I think I do remember them being good. Wait a sec, I'll just have a quick look up. I suspect there are a few different kinds of tacos, aren't there?
I wouldn't know. I don't get a lot of tacos either.
Let's see. So, okay. So a taco is a traditional Mexican dish consisting of a corned wheat tortilla folded or rolled around a filling. So, it's very common to have... Oh, what's the name for it? Like, well, basically like various foods which are somewhat like this. But I suspect maybe it's the filling that's really the distinctive thing. I think, from what I remember before, Soldier Girl lives in Mexico, so has a pretty good handle on Mexican cuisine, as you might expect. Let's see. Yeah, you can have chicken tacos, you can have beef tacos. I think you basically have whatever you like in there. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think you can have everything in a taco. It's like a burrito.
Oh, that's... Yeah, I was thinking of burrito. Yeah, we definitely... Hey, Soldier Girl. Could you give us a little bit of a taco primer? Because, I mean, I'm looking at a taco, I'm like, how does everything not just fall out? You know, the taco is like a kind of like a... It's like a sandwich you're standing on one side. But if you stood a sandwich on one side, it would just kind of go... Bleh.
Honestly, I've never been a huge fan of tacos, though I love a good burrito.
Ah.
I am a sucker for a burrito.
Burritos are pretty good. You can definitely get burritos not more commonly. In London, you can get burritos for sure. And they, like, put so much food in them that they just explode. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I know a good burrito place in Alexanderplatz
Ah.
in Berlin.
What's that called?
It's Dolores Burritos.
Dolores Burritos.
Yes, it's very good. I always come there when I'm in Berlin.
Ah, gourmet burritos. Cool. The mum of all Berlin burrito shops.
Yeah, it was introduced to me by Yamasua, if you know that guy.
I have a feeling I should. It's not coming to mind.
He's a esports Twitter guy. He just tweets a lot of esports. basically. He's a very nice guy. I went climbing with him in Berlin.
Ah, neat. Well, it seems like Big Gorilla and Dior will be able to climb their way up to the mountain. We don't know if they're burrito or taco players, but either way around it, they shall have their pick. So guys, thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, please do follow Modern Combat on Facebook, Mobcrush, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you might happen to be watching. Apologies again to our YouTube viewers if you have made your way across the Twitch or Facebook. The YouTube problems are completely out of our control. It's for everybody having problems. I think it's the first time I've ever heard of YouTube as a whole, like, having a outage, at least in the live streaming department. I don't think the whole of YouTube's down, just that part. But there, unfortunately, wasn't anything we could have done about it. Dealers, if a person wants to hear about you and your adventures in university and or climbing, where should they look?
Oh, well, you should be looking at Facebook, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Daedalus Casts with an S at the end.
If you'd like to find my good self, then Counterfeit Cast in all the same places. Again, thank you to our admins for today. Soldier Girl for providing the mentorship. And Big Gorilla for headlining their first ever ESL competition. We thank you guys very much. We'll hope to see a lot more of you guys and, of course, our admin crew and players in our future tournaments. But we are done for this week. We will be back next Saturday for our Android competition. For now, though, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again soon.